If you run a company or manage a team, hiring qualified people quickly can make or break your business. Imagine a position of need going unfilled for weeks or even months because you just can't seem to find the right candidate. When it comes to hiring, Indeed is all you need. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. Indeed sponsored jobs help you stand out and hire fast. With sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates so you can reach the people you want faster. This makes a huge difference. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Plus, there's no monthly subscriptions, no long-term contracts. You only pay for results on your job post. Just in the last minute that I've been talking to you, 23 hires were made on Indeed, according to Indeed data worldwide. Now that is fast. There's no need to wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. Listeners will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/BWN. Go to Indeed.com/BWN right now to support this podcast. Indeed.com/BWN. Terms and conditions apply.
I know it's kind of late to be talking about this, but are y'all Star Wars people?
Yes.
Very much.
Okay. What are like the best Star Wars things that you can think of? Because I just watched the episode 7 of Andor season 2, and Andor is climbing my list very rapidly.
I haven't watched Andor yet, but I'm hearing good things, so I might watch it.
You should.
I really liked Rogue One. Rogue One's really good.
Yeah, Andor's on my list in that I need to sit down and give it time because I'll just want to watch the whole thing start to finish. Although they do have Space Northern Ireland, which I'm very excited to watch. Yes, Space Northern Ireland. Oh, and there's also Space France.
Right now they're at Space France.
They're in Space France. So, Star Wars properties, probably Empire Strikes Back, Andor, Clone Wars, the Genndy Tartakovsky show.
So that Clone Wars is my absolute favorite.
Yeah.
Probably my favorite. The second one I would go to is Knights of the Old Republic.
Mm-hmm.
The old video game has one of the best twists in all of Star Wars. It's a 20-year-old game plus, but I won't spoil the twist because the twist is that good. But it's one of those things like before BioWare made Mass Effect and all that shit, they made Star Wars games, which is delightful.
Jedi Survivor also good. That was an enjoyable game from what I watched of my husband playing the game. I don't know that I'd put it like top 10, but it was good.
I've also read some of the books, but not all of the books. I will say that the Heir to the Empire series, one of my favorites, because that was the first time we got to meet Thrawn, and Thrawn is one of my favorites.
I was going to say, where do you rank the Thrawn?
I haven't read the new ones yet.
Okay.
But I've read the originals, and Thrawn is probably one of my favorite villains. Okay. Because he's what's missing in Star Wars. A very intelligent, eloquent, that kind of villain.
Mm-hmm.
Versus...
Is he like going to tell you his plan villain, or...
No, he's the one. He's very much like Adrian Veidt in Watchmen. He won't tell you his plan until the plan's already like gone through.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to monologue it.
Right.
So he knows better than to monologue.
Right. And so I don't know. We just had May 4th, and so I was thinking about Star Wars, and watching Andor today made me think about Star Wars, and people have been trying to like rank things of Star Wars, and Rogue One is up there, which is why I like Andor so much, I believe.
Yeah, Rogue One is up there for me as well. Like, that one's easy a top 5. All my other ones, like, it's kind of 1A. It depends on the day of the week. But as soon as I get through Andor, that's going to be number 1, I'm sure.
Can I really say that I liked the Solo movie? Of all the stupid things.
It was enjoyable.
That was
it's fine. It was
fine.
A
perfectly cromulent Star Wars property.
Yeah, I liked the feminist droid. Like,
yeah.
You're exactly right, Bridget. It was a perfectly cromulent Star Wars property.
I like Donald Glover doing his best impression of Billy D. Williams.
That was great.
It was great.
I mean, I like the ones that came out when I wasn't alive
Mhm.
because I feel like those ones I didn't have to hear about them when they were happening because I hadn't been born yet.
Mhm.
Mm, I mean, yes, but also I feel like there probably was a lot of discourse about the Phantom Menace around the time that you and I were born.
Yes,
Even
there
like 5
Yes,
was.
years after
that's what
it
I'm
having
saying.
come out.
The ones that happened before I was born, which
Yeah.
is that's there's only 3 of them before I was
No, the
born.
Phantom Menace came out in what,
99.
1991?
No, 99.
No,
90
99.
99?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I had just been born. But I'm technically alive, so it doesn't hit my cutoff. My thing is like I actually I think especially those like original 3 movies I think are good. I do enjoy them. I don't enjoy like Star Wars fans, but I feel like I've never really had to hear people complain about like, oh well, they really messed up Empire Strikes Back or something like that. Like the way I've heard about every Star Wars, like I've heard so much complaining about every Star Wars movie released in my lifetime, and everyone that was released before I was born. I mean, maybe you'll hear someone complain that like, oh, the Ewoks are too cute, they're just there to sell toys, but I feel like there's no one that's like, they ruined the franchise when they had Jabba the Hutt show up and they had him go into the rank. They had Luke go into the Rancor pit and kill her. They shouldn't have killed the Rancor. That just completely messed up everything I knew about Star Wars. Like you don't hear that about the original movies, and every
Except that you
single
do.
thing since then, I feel like you do.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, it's my understanding that there was a lot of discourse about Empire Strikes Back in particular when it came out,
Hmm.
which is not entirely dissimilar to the discourse that we got about The Last Jedi. Justice for The Last Jedi. It was a good movie, actually.
Shout out to the skull in the Rancor pit that Luke uses to hit the button. His name is Bidlow
Yes.
Quirv.
Arthur, you won't remember this, but when they came out with the VHS versions in the late 90s of the Star Wars movies and they redid the CGI on that, people were big mad about that. Like fixing when they're going to Mos Eisley in the
I have
speeder.
seen the despecialized
Yeah,
edition
I
of this
have the
movie.
despecialized editions and the regular ones. I don't really care either way. I just have them because I'm just that kind of person. I have them to have them and be like, oh, okay, that's what that looks like. Neat. I'm going to go back to the ones that I watched when I was like 12, when they were in the theaters. The ones that I remember with the slightly better special effects.
Honestly, I like the original. I would rather watch the original special effects because I feel like the original special effects were a monumental achievement.
They were.
Whereas like these updated special effects, it's like, oh, okay, like sure. I guess like does it look better than it did when they made it a decade ago? Like, yeah, I mean, I would hope it would look better if you're going to all the trouble to, remaster it and whatnot. But what I really appreciate about the original 3 Star Wars movies is how groundbreaking they were and how influential they were for everything that came after it. And I don't think anything since has really been as influential in filmmaking the way that those movies were when they came out in the 70s and 80s.
I
No,
think
Arthur, if
Go
you,
ahead.
sorry, real quick, Arthur, if you haven't watched there's a Disney Plus series about Industrial Light and Magic. And the first series basically just talks about how they did Star Wars and then The Empire Strikes Back. Basically, they just made it up as they went along, but it's fascinating to see how they do it. I feel like you'd like that if you like the original special effects. Not that I don't. That's not to say that I don't. But it's really neat to see how they're just like, oh, yeah, I guess we could just do it this way. And then we're going to figure out how to jerry rig this and make this look like this.
I mean, it's like when people try to talk about like players from different eras, right? Like if you just put like somehow with time travel put a player from a long time ago and a player from now, the player from now is probably going to kick the old player's butt, right? Like even
Mhm.
if I'm not like obviously if the players I'm talking like same age somehow, right? Because you have all this like modern conditioning, like to me I am not really interested in that sort of I guess objective quality as much as I am just like okay, like what did you do with like what you had to work with? And I feel that way about sports. When you try to compare different eras, I feel that way about movies when you try to compare different eras. And I don't know. I like seeing movies that are like really artifacts of their time. You know what I mean? Like when you watch a
Yeah.
movie and you're like, "Oh, I'd like this is a very good example of filmmaking in this day and in the time it was made." Like that's what I like. And the same way I like looking back at old college football teams and you say, "Oh, that's a 1930s ass college football team." Like, yeah, that's what I want to see. Like, I mean, I wouldn't want to see a team back in the 1930s like running the air raid or something like that. Like, it just like no, I get it's different. So you
Every
just
time
have
we
to.
talk about teams that, well, Commish can back me up on this. Every time we find teams that talk about how much they passed, it was always like they passed 18 times in a game. They threw 5 interceptions, and that was considered to be revolutionary at the time.
They were airing it out.
Commish, did we nerd out without you? I'm sorry.
Yeah, y'all good.
Okay.
I mean, I don't have any opinions on Star Wars. It's fine. I've watched them.
Star Trek opinions, we can do that.
I have none of those either. It's fine.
Welcome, everybody, to the SICKOS Committee podcast.
This is our podcast for the evening of May 6th, 2025. Tonight, most of the crew is back. Thank you to Brigit, Corn correspondent Andy, and Canadian Joey, who held up our bits while we were all sick and or out and or philandering with other podcasts. I know what you did, Pitt Girl.
I was just visiting. Friends of ours.
Mm-hmm.
They are friends.
Mm-hmm. They are
Well,
our friends.
They are friends. I have been on 10K Losses podcast
You have.
4 times at this point. And they always want me to do these short summaries. And I never get out of the fact that, like, no, I want to get in the weeds. We're going to talk about professional football. We're going to go all the way back. We'll talk about the first professional football player and how he got paid, $20.
They paid him in nickels.
And that's what he played with, that sock full of nickels.
Mm-hmm.
As always, I am Jordan. With me tonight, I have Commish, Brigit, Pitt Girl, and Arthur on the 1s and 2s. Commish, how are you, sir?
I'm good. It's Tuesday. I'm just we had hail damage like a while ago, and I'm in the weeds of like getting roofers and picking shingle colors, and like I gotta get my roof replaced. So it's just like I have decisions, and it's not fun. I'm just glad the cars were okay, but it's like, what color shingles do you want? Do you want a nice peppercorn? Do you I want the green roof. I want the green shingle roof. I want to be the idiot in the neighborhood with green shingles on, and I know my wife will not go for that.
Now, did you happen to make use of a former Boca Raton Bowl sponsor?
Oh,
your roof?
roofclaim.com.
I figure that's like probably the only thing that you would use it for is.
If only.
Oh.
I did not actually, because they didn't sponsor the bowl game. I forgot about them.
Yeah,
they didn't sponsor it last year, so
I wonder if
I forgot about
around.
roofclaim.com already.
I assume they're still roofclaim.scam basically, right?
Roofclaim.com.
There's an advantage.
We handle all your roofing needs from start to finish. Roofclaim is the nation's best roofing expert, no apostrophe in nations. Offering roof inspection, replacement, and repair near you. All of Roofclaim's repairs and new roof installations are backed by $1 million guarantee.
Yeah, sure. I'm just glad that I work for a giant insurer at this point, and I have a lot of friends that are adjusters that handle roof claims, so they are guiding me through this. Sorry, roofclaim.com. I have inside information.
You have roofclaim.guy.
Yeah.
The first people also ask on Google for roofclaim.com is roofclaim.com legit?
No.
Pitt Girl, how are you?
It's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. As we alluded to, I was out hanging out with another podcast on Sunday. Shout out to Well, There's Your Problem, live in Philly. It was a great show. I got to bestow big Pennsylvania stickers upon Liam on behalf of the podcast. And I also met a couple of friends of the show. Shout out to Charlie from Roxborough and Company. So it was a really good time. And I met the friend of the show because, unsurprisingly, he was wearing an Aaron Go Bird shirt.
That shirt's doing numbers, let me tell you.
It's doing numbers. We're going to retire on that shirt.
I'm going to get healthcare on that shirt. Brigit, how are you?
We're going to go pro in something other than sports, all because we made a silly joke of Aaron Go Birds. And you know what? I'm here for it. I'm good. I sorted out the kids' summer camp schedules today.
Oh, no.
Which took like a solid 2 hours to sort in my calendar. But I did it.
I'm proud
of you.
And
I really want... Thank
awesome.
you. I'm proud of me too. And I want future me to be proud of me for taking this time out of my day to sort this out now.
Yeah.
That sounds like actual hell, which is why I am.
It's not bad. It was just like, okay, like the grandparents want the kids for a couple weeks this summer, which I'm not going to say no. But it's like, okay, when are they going to be there? What weeks work for them? What weeks work for us? When do we have travel? Like, when am I working? When do they have camps? Who do I have to get into a camp this week? Who's in a camp this week? What's the wait list like?
Now, Arthur, which minion do you have on your baseball cap?
Listen, I don't know enough about the minions to tell you that. This was the hat that was cheap enough in the Minions gift shop at Universal Studios for me to be like, yeah, I'll buy that as a bit to wear when we podcast.
Let's see here.
That's Stuart.
Are you sure? Because I'm looking up the name.
Stuart.
I'm looking up on the Despicable Me wiki all of the one-eyed minions. That could be Pedro.
Nope.
Or Paxton. Or
Nope.
Peyton.
Nope.
Could be Steve from Despicable Me 2.
It's Stuart.
I'm going to trust the expert here. Commish has actually seen the movies.
That's right.
Look, who's promoted on the Minions movie with one eye? It's Stuart.
So it has to be... Okay, it's Stuart. Fine.
Stuart. It's Stuart.
I didn't realize not only were there 4 Despicable Me movies, there were 2 Minions movies with the third one upcoming.
Wait, there's a second one? We've talked about the first Minions movie because that one shows like the evolution and rise of the Minions, and they conveniently get locked in an ice cube during the Nazi regime.
Right, when they don't serve Hitler, right.
They don't serve Hitler, they don't serve Pol Pot, they conveniently get frozen for most of the 20th century.
I have not seen Minions 2. The Rise of Gru.
Rise of Gru, yes.
Yeah, I have not seen that one.
I think you could be okay without that.
I mean, I got to know how Gru came to be.
Well, let's talk about yellow things.
Oh, okay.
Because I did some yellow things this week that made people very angry.
Jordan, this was really upsetting.
This was violence.
I made it worse.
You did.
I did make it worse.
Oh, that's true. I saw the draft and it was less upsetting because there was one that was, listener, the thing that Jordan did, if you follow us on the internets, the visual parts of the internet, you'll know that Jordan likes to play a little game where he'll take 4 colors from colleges that are the same broad shade and put them on a little thing with numbers and be like, okay, which one of these belongs to which school? So like if you do like Pitt blue and Michigan blue and West Virginia blue and Auburn blue, like it's difficult, but you can sort of figure it out, right? Because the blues are different.
Yes.
This is yellow. And the yellows are all the fucking same.
They're not. They're close, but they are not.
I had to squint at the zoomed in thing where the corners were.
Yeah, I had to turn my brightness all the way up just to be able to see the difference between them.
It was all yellow.
We had Iowa gold, Michigan maize, Minnesota. Is that gold for Minnesota? I believe it's gold for Minnesota. Yeah.
Well,
and then Southern Miss gold as well. And people first were claiming that I was using the same color 4 times.
On the big phone, it looks like the same color.
Well, then they dragged the hex code dropper and realized that they were all slightly different. Now, I will say that for some reason, the shades that I picked in Photoshop did not carry over, and I think that's because I chose 8-bit color. I probably need to choose a higher bit color.
Yeah.
That was my fault.
Bridget's so upset.
Why would you what?
I use 8-bit coloring because I don't want my computer to fry when I do things.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to close tabs and then ruin his new laptop.
This is on my desktop.
Oh God, it explode his desktop. Start smoking.
I think,
So-
Bridget's having a full-on existential crisis right now,
That
gentle
hurts
listener.
me.
Yeah, no, it should. I originally included Oregon, which has a much more like green yellow or bright yellow.
Like a highlighter yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I will say that I got these from the hex codes from all the school websites. These were the official colors, at
Which
least
is
originally.
fine. They would export better if you used a better color setting. Then people wouldn't yell at you on the internet.
No, I think people were going to yell at me on this one no matter what.
Okay, what are the hex codes? Give me the hex codes.
You've been getting a lot of people to yell at you in the past couple of days.
Oh, we're going to
Really,
talk about
buddy?
another
Like-
one of those. Okay, let me see here. Hold up. Do I have it on this computer? No, I think I did this on my
I'm pulling up
laptop.
the hex code.
I think I did this on my laptop.
Yeah, so anyway, if you want to like slowly go insane, check out the thing with the yellows. It's a
You
good
can
time.
If you look at the very center, you can see where all 4 of them come together.
I can like sort of see it in the way that you can like you know the optical illusion with the dots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Right,
like
or like
that.
a magic
I can
eye. Like
see-
the longer I stare at it, the more I can like sort of differentiate the colors. But again,
Well,
gotta
the
crank
next
the
one-
brightness even on the big phone.
Next one you got to do is orange, and
Oh,
like the
God.
closest orange ever. That would really like fry everybody.
Clemson orange and Auburn orange are pretty close, I think.
Clemson,
Mhm.
Auburn, Syracuse.
Syracuse.
What
Syracuse.
is
Idaho
Boise's
State.
orange?
Yeah, Boise or Miami's orange. Tennessee's orange is too creamsickly.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
burnt orange. You can't do that.
Or
Oklahoma
Oregon
State.
State.
Oklahoma
Oregon
State.
State. Oregon State, yeah.
Oregon
Okay.
State. Ooh,
I'll do orange next time.
orange. Yeah, Oregon State, Oklahoma State, Boise State, Syracuse. Oh man, yeah, you got a good.
I think
Good.
depending on how deep you want to go, Idaho State could be a good contender.
Idaho
as well.
State would be fun if you throw in G5, FCS or G5s in there too. Which I mean, yeah. Who
Well-
else is orange?
Let's talk about the other reason people yelled at me.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Because I put up a new Alabama uniform mock-up. I brought out my uniform mock-ups again. I
Yeah.
shook things out, and I decided Alabama needed a houndstooth uniform. And it's aggressive. The pattern's aggressive.
Haven't you done this before?
I want to say I have, but not in 4K. Like, this is a new version.
Jordan, I do want to appreciate you for making it actually houndstooth and not checked, because you do see people inverting those two things.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of Bear Bryant's hats were actually checked or plaid and not houndstooth,
checked,
but the
yes.
houndstooth is what has stuck.
Mhm.
But at least it's correct. Also, it's hideous. I hate it. I want to take this moment to talk also about how after you made this abomination unto God, you also made an all orange Auburn uniform that I would like to burn with fire, even though it doesn't physically exist.
Why is Auburn so adverse to orange jerseys?
Because it looks like shit.
Yeah,
Of all the things
we've
that
seen
Auburn
the
has,
nightmare.
Also, like, I think the only time Auburn has ever actually done that, they got their asses kicked. It's like the Georgia black jerseys thing. Don't quote me on that. I'm about to Google it. But like, Auburn's uniform is very good. It is a classic for a reason. There is no way to take that and have the jersey be orange and have it not look terrible.
what if I took the power stripe and made the whole uniform out of the power stripe?
No.
I mean,
Mm-mm.
I think every team should do what Florida did that one time with their
The
uniform.
Gator uniforms?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think Auburn should have. Auburn has enough mascots. Actually, they should have a couple. They should have a tiger uniform. They should have an eagle uniform. Like, they should just go all in
So
on that.
I had a couple of ideas that came to me throughout the day on these, Jordan, and so everybody can say yes or no here. So, the center of the LSU field is the eye of the tiger.
Mm-hmm.
Can you make a jersey out of the eye of the tiger, like repeating all over the LSU jersey?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can do that.
That's another one. Also, Texas A&M, but nothing but 12s.
Oh, okay.
Yes, like maroon 12. So it's like it looks maroon, but it's just nothing but 12th man all over it.
Okay, I like that.
Okay. Clemson one, with orange paws, like they're all orange paws instead of. You got to do that one.
Okay, I like that.
All right, the final one that I had is the shape of a hurricane, but it's all Miami Hurricane U's.
Oh,
as a hurricane all over the uniform.
As a hurricane uniform. Okay, I think I can do all these. Okay,
yes.
Put those in my thought file.
The final one was Syracuse, but nothing but autos.
I've done an auto helmet before.
Yeah, make it like the dad shirts that just have the repeating pattern where it's very small and you have to look real close to see what
it is. And then one final one that just came to me. A big red eyes jersey, but nothing but a bunch of big red eyes. Like non-stop, the jerseys have eyes.
Well, there's the episode title.
Uh-huh. The best, one of the other big red things that I loved this weekend was from Big Red Golf. Western Kentucky's golf team has a golf cap that has just Big Red's eyes on the front. And once again, it's amazing. Put Big Red's eyes on everything. Someone suggested, Bridget, I think it was you, said you wanted their cross country and track and field folks with the big red eyes on the back.
I didn't, but I'll take credit for it.
Mm-hmm. Either good look.
Or if I did, I don't remember it because I have a great memory for things I said on this podcast.
It's like mascot reveal week or whatever. The mascots,
the graduating mascots.
Yeah, so both there's two Big Reds. There was a boy and a girl Big Red. They both got to like show the big red hands and whatnot as they revealed themselves, and everybody in the comments was like, we already knew who they were.
Well, like, I mean, it's hard to hide it from your friends when every Saturday you're gone and you're like, I just do stuff for the football team.
I gotta go.
Gigs you're going to,
right? And nobody sees you on the sidelines.
What's this big red this big red head in the closet? Nothing. It's not. Like, how can you like what?
I'm a furry.
How would you even describe yourself because you can't be a furry, you can't be a scaly, right? How would you describe yourself as Big Red?
I mean, Big Red is fluffy. I think that counts as being a furry.
Does that count as a furry?
I'm really into vor.
For the only time.
I don't even know what that means. Like, what does that word mean?
That's how I describe it.
Commish, I'm not going to tell you to Google that because you absolutely should not.
Live
Jordan,
Jordan,
you brought it up. You have to explain it.
Wait, no, everybody be quiet. Jordan, I want you to say that one more time.
It's VORE, vor.
Okay.
Yeah. Listeners, he said, I'm really into vor if you couldn't hear.
I'm really into vor. Clip it, chop it, screw it. Commish, vorophilia refers to a paraphilia or sexual interest involving the erotic desire to be consumed or to consume another person.
Okay.
Gonna take this moment to remind you all that my dad listens to this podcast.
I have logistical questions here, but I don't want to ask them.
And I'm going to take this moment for a word from our sponsors.
Sure, put the sponsors right next to the board.
Home field apparel.
Hi, it's Stuart from the Minion Cafe. Banana.
When you want to look your best as you're being consumed.
Okay. Sure.
But Big Red consumes things. He's our Galactus, basically.
Okay, sure.
He eats things as he goes. He's eating cheerleaders. He's eating balls.
I mean, like, people must like Kirby that are these people.
I was going to say, I just want to imagine him as a lovely little Kirby and not a weird thing from a corner of the internet that I don't go to.
I have no idea what it is, and
those folks
Live in bliss.
love
Forget what they
Kirby.
said.
Again, that's in one ear.
Jordan,
altogether.
how do you know that? Listen, we've all fried our brains on the internet. I actually,
Jordan
I don't
spent
want to
too
know.
long on 4chan.
I was
Apparently.
back on the day. Yeah, I was on 4chan too much.
Okay, I'm feeling way better about my decision to have been on something awful instead.
Yeah, no, honestly, you made a better choice than I did, and that's saying something.
When being a goon is the right decision.
I don't know what that is either.
Oh, Commish.
I
We have
missed all
so
these
much
things. This is
old
great.
internet to teach you about the lore, the old texts.
I'm fine.
Everything that was funny on the internet came from something awful.
Probably.
It came from 4chan first.
No, it didn't.
4chan was the nebula that creates things. Something awful is
No.
where it gets refined.
No.
4chan Gaily?
4chan grew out of something awful. 4chan happened because
4chan Gaily, the Georgia Tech head coach.
4chan Gaily.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my new display name on Blue Sky.
Do not name the podcast 4chan Gaily, all right?
As a Redditor, all I have learned here is that the elder millennials are fighting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what's going on.
Yeah, we looked down on Reddit. Everything that came from something awful ended up on Reddit. And Fark in E-Bomb's world.
Yeah, Fark. Fark is where a lot of the news came from.
Can we all just agree that we hate the chive?
100%. I saw somebody with a chive sticker when I was going to the store today in the year of our Lord 2025, and I'm like, that's a new car. I'm like, that's a newish car. You got that car in the last 5 years. What are you doing?
Oh, I just went to the Chive's front page right now. It's awful.
Yeah, it's
sure is.
Like, what if Reddit was exclusively for Barstool people?
Y'all went to the Chive. I went to Chan Gailey's Reddit. I mean Reddit, Wikipedia.
Imagine there might be a Chan Reddit.
Wait, I want to know what's on the Chan. Wait, around the horn. What's on the Chan Gailey subreddit?
Our Chan Gailey. I have no idea. They're probably just talking about his Division II title with Troy State in 1984. So,
how was his golf swing last the golf tournament?
I don't know.
Does r/Chan Gailey exist?
No.
Sources point to no.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
We got to create that now.
Yeah.
And we are the most strict mods you've ever seen.
Holy shit!
4chan Gaily
doing something awful modding. We're gonna bring mod challenges.
Hey, Bridget, Chan Gailey is
here.
probably gonna wind up on that YouTube series. So I'm throwing that in. Holy shit! What a Wikipedia.
Oh, he's been everywhere, man.
Oh my God.
Including the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, he won a division with the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh my God, do you think we could actually fill in the Johnny Cash song to all the places that Chan Gailey has been? Just with the teams. I've been to Dallas, Georgia Tech.
We need to talk about tailgating the conclave again.
As we should.
Because friend of the program, Andrew McGuire, GIS,
rugby correspondent,
had his DVA tailgating flag, which is the great one that is it Podcat or Zero? It's Zero.
And brought on behalf of Zero
to the Vatican.
It's the tailgate flag in the same way that Old Crimson is Old Crimson, from what I understand.
Okay. So it is the flag, and it was taken to the conclave or outside the conclave in the Vatican City. And that's amazing. Now, I now need to see someone backed up in their pickup truck, shotgunning beers. Although you can't drive in the Vatican, but surely
there's a car in the background right there. Sure you can.
Yeah.
You can't drive in the Vatican if you're not a Vatican citizen, basically.
So what I'm hearing here is that we need some, Vatican employee to drive in there in their little Italian car and start handing out wine.
We just need to make friends. They just need to see us struggling to carry the cooler, take pity on us, help us transport it, And then we set up the tailgate.
In the third Mission Impossible movie, they blow up a car in the Vatican.
Listen, this is important canon.
Okay.
And I do think this is a wine tailgate. I'm not normally pro wine tailgate, although I will say I drank champagne tailgating an IndyCar race once, and that was great. But like for this specific
we've drunk
instance,
wine at a tailgate before.
Yeah, that's true.
You could totally
yes,
drink
that's
wine at a tailgate.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
There we
This
go.
is a wine tailgate.
Okay.
Or a fancy beer, like a saison tailgate.
Mm-hmm.
There's an Italian truck called the Piaggio. We got to get a bunch of these.
Just is it like a little bitty like K truck looking thing?
Can you?
Yeah,
put
it kind of
link
looks
in the
like
chat?
a Japanese truck version of it. They have Italian. There's something called Italian Truck USA.
Ooh.
Oh my God! Get a free quote. Mini food truck and Piaggio special. Oh my God! Yes, let's do this.
I think we need the car that
It's
Tom
so
Cruise
cute.
drives in Rome in the most recent Mission Impossible movie, which I saw in person at a museum this past weekend. You know, like the little tiny one that he's driving around? That's the one we need.
You totally tailgate out of
That
this,
is a
man.
perfect tailgate truck. Are you kidding? Oh
my
my god.
Up and off
What
the
if box
side.
trucks were adorable?
Italian truck USA. That's what we're
It's a
tailgating.
3-wheel truck.
It is.
Oh my god, they have one where it's just like drink spigots. Like you can have. It's basically a kegerator on wheels.
Oh my God! Yes.
Look at
Wine
it.
kegs.
I love it.
Why choose a truck made in Italy? Why? I'll click on that.
That's a great question because
I will
fine
click
Italian
on that.
craftsmanship in cars is not what I think of.
Yeah, I don't want like Alfa Romeo, but a truck.
Made in Italy means quality.
No.
Sorry. Attention
No.
to detail.
Espresso machine, yes. Car, no.
Fantasy of design and shapes and durability. I'm sorry.
They had me in the first half.
a value recognized and appreciated all over the world.
Sure.
If I won the lottery, no one would know, but there would be signs, and one of them would be that I would buy the beverage truck. I would move to Pittsburgh, buy the beverage truck, paint it blue and gold, and host the best tailgate ever, forever.
I think that the Vatican tailgate, you need to bring a smoker, but you got to be careful about the smoke. Because what you don't want is your smoked brisket setting off chants of the new pope is here.
No, see, what you got to do is you got to bring the Blackstone because you don't want to get kicked out of the tailgate for false smoke.
Yeah, you can't have
So
fake
I was
smoke here.
just showing my best friend. You just bring either the little one that pops up that's got wheels, or you bring the little tabletop one.
Can't do smoked meats. You got to do vaped meats.
That's okay. Some people throw a little apple wood on top of their smoke. Some people toss a little cherry wood. Some people toss 4 Joule cartridges.
Oh god!
Yeah, we're gonna have menthol bacon.
Ooh, smooth. We're gonna have cotton candy bacon. It's gonna be delightful.
Oh, I'm low-key in hell.
I guarantee you someone has already done cotton candy bacon. It just didn't involve a vape cartridge.
Yeah, I think probably like the epic mealtime types would have done that.
Or Texas State Fair, I think may have had cotton candy bacon.
Okay, what about meat where you have to like crush a capsule to release the flavor?
Ooh.
Like what?
This is upsetting. I'm upset.
This episode tonight has been very upsetting.
Oh.
Visually and spiritually and auditorily and
I mean, I don't. Welcome back.
No.
I'm just turning the meat capsule around in my mind palace, and I'm sort of lost.
Could we get like some gyro meat? You know, in the back of one of these trucks. Just have it like the spindle just going?
Absolutely. Oh, we can do whatever we want. We could sell doner kebab.
Whoa. There's the things that they had these outside the stadium, outside the Alamo Dome. It's just like a cart, and it's a flat top. And they were just doing fajitas and peppers and onions all on that the whole time, which it smells delicious, and again, it almost got me to buy food. But I mean, the aroma was overwhelming, but really not much smoke coming off of that. It's just a bunch of sizzle. So
we need to talk about Sacred Heart having diarrhea.
Okay.
Do we? That sounds like a personal problem.
Whoa.
Commish, this was a lacrosse game, I believe.
Okay.
The men's lacrosse championship.
I've seen it, but I never listened to the audio.
Oh, it's very clear that you can hear. This is between Sacred Heart and Siena, and the crowd chanting, "Sacred Heart has diarrhea," because they were piping in a lot of crowd mic noise.
Okay. Do we have the link to this?
Yeah. Can we roll the clip?
Can we roll the clip here?
Let me
Is
find
it on
it.
like awful announcing
footage?
Vamp while I do this.
Whoa.
Whoa. Was this
game brought to you by Pepto?
Here we go. Sharing it.
A lot of people saying this doesn't go anywhere. For those lucky enough to listen, let's go Saints. Sacred Heart has diarrhea.
That's so much funnier than I expected it to be.
I know. I was expecting like a chant or something.
No, it's just somebody talking directly into the crowd mic. Jordan, can you clip that and add it to the soundboard?
Yes, I can.
It was just like a calm. It was just a calm saying. It was like, Sacred Heart has diarrhea. I thought it was going to be a yelling. It was just like he went up to the crowd mic.
Sacred Heart has diarrhea.
Just a statement of fact.
And then the announcer was saying that there was a man advantage. I'm like, of course, one of them's in the bathroom with diarrhea.
Sacred Heart has diarrhea. The most Daria-ass voice.
Just,
I mean, like, so doing pit games for student radio, we did have some games because, I mean, basically the big thing is that if there are a lot of people, you're not going to be able to like have any one person be picked out by the crowd mic, even if they're like right next to the mic. Like there's just going to be too much crowd noise. This only happens if you have a pretty sparsely attended game, so there's just going to be like one person there. I don't think I've ever heard anything like bad go out, but it would just be like, okay, we're just picking up like two people having a conversation about what they're going to do after the game or something like that. And then it's like, okay, well, we'll turn that down because this isn't really giving us anything.
Commish, you remember the Staten Island Screamer?
Oh, yeah.
One of our favorite crowd noises ever. That was the Wagner.
It was
Wagner
the lady
LIU
screaming.
game.
And then there was the overly aggressive Italian Wagner fan that kept, just trying to do motivation.
Look at the tight end. Look at the fucking tight end.
And then the lady just going after every play. It was insane.
I remember a Raging Cajuns game where this was the same issue. The mic was on a person.
There was the Battle of the Belt, Troy and South Alabama. There was a lady just screaming the entire time next to the crowd mic. It's just I mean, there's been instances where there's just the crowd mic is just in a bad spot and they need to move it.
I mean, yeah, there is a former Oakland Zoo leader who became somewhat well known on Pitt internet because she would sit in the same spot and scream directly into the crowd mic. We love you, Mad Shell. You're great.
I need to talk to you about Big 12 women's lacrosse.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Yes.
No.
I'm going to list the
I will
teams.
not allow it.
I'm going to list the teams in the Big 12 women's lacrosse. Florida won the championship.
Okay,
Normal.
that makes sense. Sure.
Colorado, Arizona State, UC Davis, Cincinnati, and San Diego State.
It's really upsetting to me that Cincinnati feels like the weird team here, and they are an actual Big 12 member.
Yeah, I was like, wait, Cincinnati? Why is it Cincinnati? I'm like, oh yeah, Cincinnati in the Big 12.
Yeah, for some reason sorry, Cincinnati fans, Colorado and Arizona State are still in my memory as like, okay, got to remember they're in the Big 12 now. Versus Cincinnati, where I was like, I don't know, are they in the Big 12? Are they still in the AAC?
And I was like, San Diego State. I'm like, that doesn't really seem that out of line. Like Cincinnati, I was like, what's Cincinnati doing in here? And I'm like, oh God, they're actually in the Big 12.
Yeah, I think some of it is because lacrosse is a very, broadly speaking, a very East Coast state. And so, like, it makes sense that, like, Arizona State ended up in the Big 12 because there probably aren't that many West Coast schools that have lacrosse. But then, like, Cincinnati could have joined the ACC or something.
I mean,
but they didn't.
At this point, like the Big 12 for Arizona State is the westernmost power conference.
Exactly.
So.
There are new mascot nominations for the Mascot Hall of Fame. And y'all, there are some heavy hitters from the college world on here. I'm going to list a few for you.
Like, this is, I mean, how many people get in?
Pick?
Can they all get in?
I don't think
what's
so.
the limit?
I'm more excited. I'm sorry. I'm more excited about, on Beth's behalf, I must be very excited about Loco, the Altoona Curve mascot. This is the train mascot, not the fish, Altoona, and not the whatever the fuck the other thing is, but Altoona Curve mentioned.
The Pirate Parrot is also on here.
Okay.
Oh, not nearly as cool.
He's fine.
Here are some of the college ones we have on here. Albert the Alligator from Florida.
Ooh,
Big Al from Alabama.
Oh.
Boomer from University. Okay, we got to talk about Boomer is not part.
Boomer's the horse.
Boomer's the horse.
Yeah, no, but Boomer's mid. Also, I apologize. Loco is not a train. Loco is the thing that looks like if Gritty was friendly.
Wait, what?
I think. Yeah. Yes, Loco. Yes, Loco is the golden Lokotami. He's the thing that looks like if Gritty was friendly.
Okay,
he's got a baseball for a nose.
Okay, he's cute.
He is cute.
Okay, other things they have to consider here. Cosmo the Cougar. Huge. Like that's like he's the mascot that does it all. He's the most buff mascot.
Yes.
But then also a Cocky from South Carolina. How do you even pick?
I mean, you don't, because the correct answer here is Goldie.
Right. I mean, Goldie's on here.
You got Goldie. You got Sebastian the Ibis. You got Sparty, the Stanford Tree.
Which version?
I know, right? Overall as a thing. I mean, you got the Oregon Duck Puddles.
That's... I mean, if you can only let two in, I gotta go Goldie and the Duck.
What's the limit here? Because this feels like a stacked NFL Hall of Fame ballot. Like, what's the percentage of vote needed to get in? Because there's going to be some big time snubs here.
I mean, not counting other things that aren't college football teams, Mrs. Met is on here. Mrs. Met with her badonkadonk.
Frequently asked questions about the vote.
Okay.
Ooh. Who gets to what are the qualifications to be on the ballot? Mascot must have been active as a performing character in one of the groups described below, and then it's major and minor league sports and college things. Mascot must have been active as a performing character for their team, school, or organization for the previous 10 years prior to the year being elected, and be prepared to show documented proof. Here is my mascot birth certificate. Here are my mascot employment records.
I'm going to remake Papers, Please, but it's just this.
Historically, scrolling down, how many mascots get inducted each year? Historically, between 2 and 4 mascots have been inducted each year.
Oh my God.
Any mascot receiving a score equal to or greater than 60% of the ballots cast shall be elected to membership in the Mascot Hall of Fame. If there are fewer than 2 mascots over the 60% threshold, the top 2 scoring mascots will be elected, even if their aggregated score is below 60%.
There are some fuckers on here like Baseball Hall of Fame voters who are just not going to put Puddles on there.
They won't vote him until he changes his name to Puddles. I would take that stand.
If they take the protest Ichiro vote, I'm going to be so mad.
Well, and it's complicated, and there's waiting. There's the Mascot Hall of Fame Executive Committee and the general public, and the Executive Committee vote gets more weight.
So
They don't watch the games.
The 2024 inductees into the Hall of Fame here: Jackson DeVille, the Jaguars mascot.
Okay.
Lou Seal, the Giants mascot of the San Francisco Giants.
Oh, Lucille.
Lucille, that's right. Okay, made that. Sure, I had to see what Lucille looked like. Monty from Montana Grizzlies.
They had a whole piece on him that they played at Big Sky Media Days.
Orbit
The
from the
Astros.
Astros. Yes. So in 2023, only 2 made it. Otto the Orange.
Good.
And Slugger of the Portland Sea Dogs.
At least Otto's in there.
2022, Southpaw made it of the Chicago White Sox, and Globey of the Harlem Globetrotters. 2020, they had 4 inducted. Blue from the Indianapolis Colts, Boomer from the Indiana Pacers. I'm sensing a theme here. The Oriole Bird of the Baltimore Orioles, and Youppi, the mascot of the Montreal Expos and the Montreal Canadiens.
He's so cute. I love him.
Youppi.
Justice.
Y'all, I need to show you Globey really fast. The Harlem Globetrotters mascot, because he's amazing.
So I have a question. Where is the Mascot Hall of Fame?
It used to be a physical preference, but it's now just online only.
Oh.
It closed.
It
Friend
was
of
like
the
a couple
pod,
years ago, I thought.
Craig. Craig said that the actual thing is actually closed now. The actual Hall of Fame. It was in Indiana somewhere, I believe.
Originally, it was in Philly.
Yeah.
Man. Okay. So we got to get this thing to be back as an actual place.
Hey,
That's what the money is
Mascot
for?
Hall of Fame, call us.
Yeah.
We have a lot of Twitter followers.
So it used to be in Whiting, Indiana, or Whitting, Indiana.
In case you're wondering, Big Red is already in there.
Big Red's already in.
We don't have to fight for that.
No, we
Of
ain't
course,
got to fight for
as
that.
he should be.
Yeah.
Also, first college mascot inducted,
I
Bobby
fucking
the Tiger.
Yeah, I knew it.
I mean, Bucky the Badger is in. UD, the Delaware Blue Hen, is in.
Okay.
Big Red. Brutus the Buckeye. The Coyote of the Spurs is in, by the way.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Lil Red is in.
Really?
Yes. Class of 2007. It says description. Inflatable boy. Smokey is in. The Penn State Nittany Lion is in 2019.
This is upsetting.
Yeah.
This is upsetting.
But
You should not admit mascots whose scarves are inside their neck. I think this is reasonable.
Yeah. Basically that is the college mascots that are in. The Suns Gorilla is in the first class. This was the first class. It was the Philly Fanatic, the Suns Gorilla, and the San Diego Chicken.
I mean,
yeah.
San Diego Chicken, famous enough to bring in seats at Northwestern.
At Northwestern,
and
during
crowds
the
were low.
4-game losing streak, they would pack the house to see the San Diego Chicken.
Because that was all there was to do in Evanston.
That's what it was. But it looks like the biggest class I've seen out of this is 4. So only 4 out of this list is going to make it. Max.
At most.
Max.
That's so few.
That's
so few.
But I mean, they got to have, Hall of Fame. Like, what's the Hall of Fame? Do you think they have to perform for the Hall of Fame voting people? They got to go there? Like, just like Albert the Gator, just do his back and forth? Does Goldie go in there and
spin his head
around? Does Cosmo the Cougar jump through a fire hoop while parachuting in
and
to the stadium,
smack his head into a golf cart,
and then smacking his head into a golf cart while I have doing flips and then doing the hip hop dance routine with the BYU hip hop dance folks at the same time? I think. I want to find out the snubs, and then we'll get really, really indignant about it when we find out the snubs.
I think that's reasonable.
That sounds about right.
Let's do our ad read now. Folks, join us other places. We have our Patreon for $5 a month. Get access to our Discord where you can join us talking about whatever we're talking about in the off season. You can also go exactly during when we're recording the podcast and see our no context images page, a channel where we post all the stuff we're talking about with no context. You find out eventually about it.
Yeah, you'll find out 2 days later. You're like, I have no idea where this podcast is going, and I can't wait to find out how it went there.
Join our Beehive as well. That's like a Substack where we have our newsletter. We post about all sorts of things. Today we posted about the U.S. Open Cup, which is going on tonight.
Yes.
Round 4, the round of 32, I believe.
Yes, the round of 32, round 4. The Lord of the spreadsheets, Kevin, has been gracious enough to write about these. Also on the Beehive, I wrote about another seemingly forgotten record, but it was a clean old-fashioned hate edition where Georgia turned the ball over an NCAA record 13 times in one game against Georgia Tech in 1951. Their quarterback for Georgia, which I love this. That was weird. But their quarterback for Georgia, on the year, he threw 29 interceptions, and he threw 8 interceptions in that one game. His TD to interception ratio that year was 6 touchdowns to 29 interceptions.
Jesus Christ. And they still let him throw.
They still let him throw. Head coach Wally Butts still let him throw.
Go to our merch store, sickoscommittee.org, to check out over 50 items, including our Oh No Disaster and Linear Time Was a Mistake stuff.
Hey.
Go to our YouTube. We have videos, including actual videos, where we're talking about the journeyman coaches who have been everywhere, man. We have our Instagram page, our Twitch account. Shout out to Message Board Geniuses podcast. They go to places we refuse to go. And if you like your clothes comfy and your apparel fully licensed, sure.
None of that bootleg shit.
No, this is real shit. Go to Home Field Apparel. Use our offer code yes, ha ha ha, yes, 3 ha's for 15% off your first order. I see a North Florida shirt. I see a Virginia Tech shirt. I see an Indiana State Sycamores shirt.
That's right. Our beloved Sycamores.
We are dressed for success, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
We need to talk about poor Akron. Akron is bowl ineligible.
Oh no. Why? What happened?
The
APR.
season hasn't
Didn't keep
started.
the grades up.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Number 1 rule, keep your grades up.
And do you know who was in our comments lapping this shit up? Every Kent State fan that follows us. About the can't read, can't write, Kent State, can't fucking talk about that anymore.
Also, every Kent State fan that follows us, I feel like the Venn diagram of Kent State fans that follow us and every Kent State fan is a circle.
Mm-hmm.
So, hi Kent State fans.
I can't. I just want to see like the one high and mighty Kent State fan that's just like, I will never stoop to the Sickos Committee level. Like, I could never. They talk about us too much, but I must cherish the 1954 Refrigerator Bowl appearance.
Y'all, if you know that super serious Kent State fan, send us a message. Tell us about him or her. Because I need to know what that person's like. Because that person sounds miserable. Because if you're super serious about your Kent State football and you've dealt with the last several decades.
So I think it's okay I think it's okay and important to take Kent State football seriously. We do here at the committee.
Oh, 100% we do.
However, don't take it seriously in the way that Alabama fans take football seriously.
Yes.
Because that way lies madness.
Take it seriously, don't take it self-seriously.
Yes.
That's the way to talk about it. But yes.
Yeah. You know, again, there's a level to this, and this is kind of what the Sickos Committee is for me personally. It's like, I love to watch my team play. I, can be a bit of a diehard every now and then for my team, but it's just like, I cannot let it affect me for the rest of the day. Like, I can't let it just drain the life out of me and just like be depressed for the rest of the weekend. And the committee helps me do that because I find so much other stuff to find joy in.
Just repeat to yourself, it's just a game. You should really just relax.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't work.
Beep, 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 beep.
Uh-oh.
Unrelated breaking news.
Oh.
Per kitchen.com, this breaking news brought to you by Obnoxiously Pitt Dad. Pop-Tarts ice cream sandwiches are coming just in time for summer. You'll want to try all 3 flavors. Listener and podcast co-hosts, and especially corn correspondent Andy, if you're listening, coming soon to stores near you include brown sugar cinnamon frosted Pop-Tart ice cream sandwiches, also chocolate fudge, also strawberry.
Oof.
I'm here for the strawberry. Call me when you get wildberry.
I think that's fair.
There are 2 other teams who have postseason ineligibility, but they're both in FCS.
Oh, who are they?
That would be Mississippi Valley State University.
Oh, no.
And Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Oh, same conference.
Yeah, that kind of tracks in terms of who has resources.
That's exactly where it tracks. Y'all want to guess who has a perfect multi-year APR?
Like, that's never failed?
No, like right now, this their current one. Their most current year is perfect.
Okay.
It's 1,000?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to guess...
H.
Really?
Really? I was going to guess Michigan.
No.
I was going to guess service academies because they're really...
Ohio State?
Ohio State came to play school?
They have a perfect
They
multi-year.
actually can. Wow.
I mean, I'm honestly... So
and Alabama's number 2.
I'm not surprised to see the top schools up top because they have absolutely the resources to, have their players do well in school. I'm a little surprised that with the transfer portal, this hasn't affected things more, right? Because like APR is based off of you graduating your players, I believe, and
it's a rolling 4-year period.
Right. But I'm saying like if you have transfers coming in and out, like. Are you graduating a lot fewer players? You know what I mean? Like maybe there are guys who graduate eventually, but like there are probably a lot of people who transfer and because of all the transfers don't graduate.
What about the transfer that's in their 5th year and it already has a degree? Does that count as 100%?
I don't know. I don't know the nuance.
I don't know how it works. It's just like, hey.
If you are an APR ball knower, sound off in the chat.
APR.
I might have someone. Let me...
I mean, you talk about APR. I'm like, were we talking about finance in here? I mean, what's going on?
Your top 5. Actually, I'll go top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 because that gets us to 996. Are Ohio State with 1,000, Alabama with 998, Harvard with 997, Columbia with 996, Elon with 996, Michigan with 996, and UNC with 996.
UNC came a long way from that academic scandal. I'm just going to say that.
Well, I mean, the academic scandal, their players were getting good grades.
Like, they
were.
That
wasn't the issue.
Can we trust those numbers?
That's the question we're going to ask. Commish, they did Zippy so dirty, though.
That's so wrong, man. They on 3
do.
They on 3 Zippy the kangaroo, man. They put a picture of Zippy the kangaroo holding up a number 1, just saying ineligible. Like,
is he holding up a number 1, or is he doing a like? Wait a second, I have something to say.
It kind of like when
one more
Pitt Girl
thing.
has something to say. One more thing. I promise you, I need another minute, please, to finish my test.
He looks so concerned.
Yeah.
Poor Zippy. Zippy the kangaroo just is like, oh my God, 1 minute. I can't. Don't make me put my pencil down.
We have a new team in FCS. The University of New Haven will be joining FCS, joining the Northeast Conference. NEC. It just means something.
Mm-hmm. They
have a bright blue field.
Oh, yes.
Which is why it's important.
Oh, my God.
Commish,
so they're going...
What is their mascot?
It's a Charger.
It is the Chargers.
Yes.
What were you going to say?
I was talking. So it's NEC, right? So New
Yes.
Haven University football, and their natural rival is going to be Central Connecticut State, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hard hitting New Britain versus New Haven. Oh my God. This is going to be great. So the NEC has a rivalry already built into it now by them just joining it.
This also helps stabilize the NEC a lot. This makes them way more chill in terms of membership. Because remember, they're losing St. Francis.
Well, St. Francis is going down to D3. And then so basically New Haven bumping up, that's it. So they have Duquesne, Central Connecticut State, Bobby Moe, Long Island, now New Haven, Wagner, Mercyhurst, and Stonehill. Oh, also Chicago State's coming,
Hey.
right?
Huh. I didn't realize that Duquesne was not in it was just in the NEC for football.
Yeah, they're A10.
They're A10. Okay.
They're A10 for basketball.
Once again, me and basketball just do not play nice with each other.
A10, again, it's kind of they got away from
Atlantic?
football. No, they got away from football, and they turned into like a basketball only conference, kind of. Because like a lot of the A10 participants don't have football, or they're in like different leagues level wise. But it's
like Dayton's in the Pioneer.
Dayton's in the Pioneer, but in the A10 for basketball. Yeah, like Loyola Chicago's in the A10, but they don't have any football.
A lot of those teams in the A10 went to the CAA.
Yeah, so it was kind of like the Yankee Conference went to the A10 and then went to the CAA. It's just like there's a long path of what occurred, and yeah, so it's good to see the NEC still hanging around though. We like strong conferences. We don't like conferences falling apart.
Yeah, I mean, we have big angst over the OVC Big South.
Yeah.
We have big angst over whatever the United Athletic Conference is going to look like.
I have no idea what's going to happen to it, but I have a feeling if Sac State tries to go independent, the USC may there may be like a poaching of the USC by the Big Sky, maybe.
I mean, if that I don't think they'll take Southern Utah back. Southern Utah is a spurned lover.
Southern Utah has a lot of problems I don't want to talk about right now.
Yep. Okay.
If you don't know about them, you can read. But their program is not great.
Okay. Well, Beth isn't here tonight, so we're going to clown on these West Virginia throwbacks for her.
Ha!
West Virginia is going to be wearing a throwback this year. Not all the games, but one of them at least. There's a throwback from the 1965 look. However, these look like Notre Dame's football uniforms.
Yeah, except they're not shiny.
Yeah, they're matte.
Yeah, Mountaineers, they're matte.
Yeah, what if Notre Dame was yellow instead of like actual shiny gold?
Someone described this as bronze. We're a little more bronze than gold.
I think it's the lighting.
Yeah.
Is this going to be one of those things where it looks like they're not wearing pants?
Yes, that was what I was going to chime in with.
Okay, so it's going to look like they have their dicks out. Okay. Oh,
I hope they wear these for the brawl and I get to just viciously heckle the whole time.
In one of my mock-ups, Pitt Girl, I have the option to change just the crotch color. And so I was going to make those Auburn orange uniforms, but just with blue crotch.
Jordan, why?
To make it look like a cod piece? I mean,
yeah. I can make it. I think I can get just the top of the sides of the pants too to make it look like a big diaper.
I was gonna ask if you were trying to get them to look like they're wearing a Speedo, but that's worse. How did you make it work?
This is the most upsetting episode of the podcast we've ever
Listeners,
done.
I'm so sorry.
Not true at all.
Imagine a thong uniform.
That doesn't meet NCAA regulations.
a thong uniform is just this. It's just looking like you just don't have your pants on.
Was it Iowa State that did that?
Mm-hmm.
The accidental no pants look? Yeah.
Iowa State, no pants.
You gotta run these by people. This is why women need to be in college sports for many reasons, but this is something women would catch.
I mean, it's tough to throw back to before there was color television and then see what it looks like on color television.
Oh yeah, you're just guessing. Commish, why is there basketball on here?
Basketball. I didn't put it on here, but the NBA playoffs are going crazy.
So it's the second round of the NBA playoffs. We finished the first round, and so far there have been 4 second round games. So there's 4 series, but one of them's played 2 games. One of them, the first game, is going on as we speak. Through these 4 games, visiting teams are 4-0. So the home higher seeded team has yet to win. And in 3 of the 4 games, the home team has blown a very large lead. So I'm going to go in order, just tell you about these blown leads. The first one, the Celtics-Knicks series. The Celtics are the higher seed. They are hosting the first 2 games. And in the first game, they had a big lead. It was at, let me get the exact number here. With 6 minutes and 19 seconds left in the third, they had a 20-point lead.
Mm-hmm.
And
okay.
So this is the least bad blown lead because they did have a long time to blow it.
Yes.
But they just something that right about that 6-minute mark in the third quarter, something flipped and the Knicks were just a lot better. The Knicks managed to catch up to them midway through the fourth quarter. They caught them probably about 7 minutes left in the game. This game ended up going to overtime, which is why the win probability chart doesn't look quite as impressive because you also have that overtime period tacked on. But still, this would have been a big blown lead if it weren't for the subsequent games. So later that night.
Wait. I one thing about this game. Celtics haters were eating real good. Didn't the Celtics set a record for most missed threes?
They missed a lot of threes.
They missed so many threes, and it made me so happy. Go Lakers.
So basically, the Knicks overcome a 20-point deficit to win in OT.
So then what happens to the Nuggets and the Thunder?
So the Nuggets and the Thunder, this game, the lead never was that great for the Thunder. They did lead from pretty much towards the end of the first quarter was like the last time the Nuggets led in the game before the very end. The Thunder never had a huge lead. I mean, it really got up to like 12 at one point, but it was just kind of like they were comfortably ahead, but not like a blowout. However, because the win probability chart thinks so highly of the Thunder, that's why their win probability was so high for most of the game. In fact, if you go as late as 3 minutes left, it gives Oklahoma City a 96.3% chance of winning the game. Problem is, Oklahoma City, they didn't hit some shots going down the end of the game, but the real thing that they did, they fouled up 3 with 10.1 seconds left. They're leading 119 to 116.
Mm-hmm.
The Nuggets had not led since the first quarter, right? So they pulled to within 3, but they had not taken the lead. They were trying to tie the game, and the Thunder foul.
They made both.
So they make both. So now it's a 1-point game.
Mm-hmm.
And
then they foul.
Well, no. So what happens then? 1-point game. Thunder ball. Chet Holmgren gets fouled and he misses both free throws. So 7 seconds left. Nuggets have the ball down 1, and at the buzzer, or not at the buzzer, with 2 seconds left, Aaron Gordon hits a 3.
Over Chet Holmgren.
Giving the Nuggets their first lead since the first quarter. And then, the Thunder do get off a heave, but doesn't go in. That's the game. So not a huge blown lead in terms of points, but, for
Win probability.
being up 3 with 10 seconds left and losing because they fouled up 3.
Yeah.
So then we have the game tonight. This game was, in terms of win probability, this is like maybe the craziest thing I've seen, right? I'm going to go
line go up.
I'm going to
line just go straight up at the end.
The final minute. I'm just going to tell you the play-by-play, right? So with a minute 6 left, this, by the way, this game is the Cavs hosting the Pacers. The Cavs had already lost game 1. That was the one game so far that didn't have a massive blown lead by the home team. The home team just wasn't good the whole game, right? So Cavs already down 1-0 in the series. But a minute 6 left, Max Strus hits a 3 to put them up 117-110. So 7-point game, 66 seconds left, right? You think that's probably safe, right? They can probably close that out. Well, okay. The Pacers, they actually, minute 6 left, they call a timeout, so they advance the ball. And 3 seconds, right on the inbound play, Tyrese Halliburton gets a layup for the Pacers. Okay, cool. 112-117. Minute 3 left. You should still be able to close that out, right? Mm-hmm. Well, then 57 seconds left, the Pacers foul. So they foul Donovan Mitchell. He hits both 3 free throws. That's great. 57 seconds left, you're back up 7. Now, here's where it starts going bad, right? 48 seconds left. Jarrett Allen for the Cavs commits a foul, sending Pascal Siakam to the line. He could cut it to a 5-point game, but he misses both free throws.
Oh, no.
However...
Sounds like you need to hit the sign and make the free throws.
However, on the offensive rebound, Aaron Nesmith puts it back for the dunk. So they don't box out. They get a break where the Pacers missing the free throws, but then the Pacers just get the putback dunk. And so it's a 5-point game. But okay, again, 47 seconds left, 5-point game. Should be good. On the inbound, trying to get the ball in for the Cavs, Donovan Mitchell commits an offensive foul, which is a turnover.
No. Turnover on downs.
So now the Cavs are back on defense, but, still up 5. And with 35 seconds, Jarrett Allen blocks a layup from Tyrese Halliburton. However, the Pacers get the rebound, and Pascal Siakam puts it back up for a bucket. Now it's a 3-point game, 27 seconds left. Okay, well, Cavs, they do just kind of need to inbound, and there'll only be a 3-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock, right? So they could be able to milk a lot of time.
Yes.
Do they inbound the ball successfully?
No, of course not.
No, of course not.
No, it is stolen by Andrew Nembhard, and so it's Pacers ball. Some time runs off. With 12 seconds left, the Cavs commit a shooting foul. Ty Jerome commits it, so Tyrese Halliburton is going to the line. Now, 12 seconds left, right? Down 3, right? They're fouling up 3 here. Well, Tyrese Halliburton, he makes the first free throw, make it a 2-point game. But then he misses the second one. However, do you think the Cavs successfully box out this time?
Absolutely not.
No. In fact, Tyrese Halliburton gets his own rebound, goes out to 3, and with 1 second left, hits a step-back 3 for the game winner. The Cavs were up 7 under a minute.
Unbelievable.
And they lost the game, and their last points that they scored in the game were with 57 seconds left. And it might not seem like, all right, 57-second scoreless drought, not that long in most phases of a basketball game. But in this phase of a basketball game, that's enough to do it, especially when you're giving up multiple offensive rebounds.
I have some news for you.
Yeah?
Some Open Cup news.
Ooh.
Currently, the Tacoma Defiants are in front of the Portland Timbers. Now,
Yes.
the Tacoma Defiants are the Seattle Sounders. Like
they used to be Seattle Sound. They used to be S2.
Yes.
Right.
So
they
it's
are
basically
their next pro league team.
Yes. So it's the team below the Seattle Sounders beating the MLS rivals of the Seattle Sounders, the Portland Timbers. 2 goals in 2 minutes.
Oh, wow. That is so much like hate and ass energy. I love it.
This is where I'd start singing chants, but I'm not sure if ECS has specific chants for Tacoma Defiance.
This is this was in the 47th minute, so right after half.
47th and 50th to take the lead.
Okay, so now, folks, what we have next is, let's see if this plays.
Yeah, that's
we're
good
changing
enough.
the channel.
Yeah, kind of.
Let's try it this way.
I like the first way better. I thought the first way was a lot. Just audio is better. It's better to listen to. Man, how about the Warriors right now? They're up by more than 20 points on the Timberwolves. They're trying to be the 5th.
No one could possibly copyright strike that.
Yeah.
Commish, you have the Price is Right for us on college memorabilia.
I do. Let's go.
Commish also learned why old Dartmouth memorabilia isn't useful anywhere.
No.
Yeah, I was searching for Dartmouth memorabilia, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna." I was like, "Oh my god, no."
Nope, we don't use that anymore.
Yeah, I knew that from like NLU days, but somehow this Dartmouth stuff was worse. Like,
it's the Ivy League.
It was bad. Like, I mean, I'm Arkansas State and ULM they both previously were, the Native Americans. I'll say that. And their rivalry game was not a great name, but somehow Dartmouth was worse than that.
Yep.
Yeah. So
100%.
Yeah. Which the bar was really, 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 really high to get worse than that, and somehow Dartmouth exceeded it.
Yes.
But that's that Ivy League.
Ooh, yeah.
It's a quality you can only expect from Ivy League teams.
Totally. All right.
Okay.
Price is right. Price is right, folks. Let's do this. Okay. So we're going to have some items up for bid on eBay. And it's random college football memorabilia. And everybody gets to guess what price is this listed on the buy now price on eBay. Not including shipping, just the price itself. So I'm not doing the shipping cost because that's random. Like these prices are not random anyway. But the first item up for bid, it is the 1984 Cherry Bowl, a defunct bowl game that took place in the Pontiac Silverdome. The inaugural game, they only had 2 versions of this game. It's a 30 by 12 felt pennant. So it's a nice pennant. If you're, Matt Brown of Extra Points, you'd probably have this pennant on your wall. The only description of this item says in very good condition. So it does look like it needs a bit of a wash. So let's go right ahead.
That's patina, sir. We don't wash these things. That's patina.
That's right. You can't wash it because it's a little. There's some brown around the edges, but not bad condition. Very good condition. I'd probably fight them on it. I would say good condition. It's flat. Also, they say they will ship it to you flat. So,
okay. So let's do the order of what we see on the screen.
Okay.
Me, Arthur, Pitt Girl, Brigit, and then we'll rotate one down for every.
Okay, I'll just do that. So Jordan, first bid of the 1984 Cherry Bowl pennant.
Bob, I'm gonna say $30 American.
Okay, Arthur.
Man, I'm gonna go 24.
24. Okay. Pitt Girl.
1999.
Okay. Brigit.
For this cherry bowl, I'm bidding $32.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. Price is Right rules here. So I have that slide built in here so I don't give away the price on accident. It is $24.99. Arthur is the winner of this fantastic Cherry Bowl pennant. Arthur's up 1-0.
I love it.
You won it. All right. The next item up for bid. We have a January 2nd, 1950 Sugar Bowl, Oklahoma versus LSU, a football game program. This program is in good condition with all pages intact, no writing, no tears, a tight spine.
Yeah.
Some creases on the cover, and clean. Now, this basically looks like a giant pinwheel for the Sugar Bowl of a bunch of different pennants.
It's really great.
The former champions. At the very top of the program, it says it's Tulane Stadium, New Orleans, January 2nd, 1950, the 16th annual Sugar Bowl Classic. The program sold back in those days for 50 cents. How much is this program?
Arthur, you're first.
Arthur up first.
I'm going to say 35.
Okay. Pitt Girl.
$15.
Okay. $15. All right. Brigit.
I'm going to say $22.
Okay. Jordan.
Because it's got a tight spine, I'm saying $50.
$50. Okay, folks. The tight spine.
The tight
spine comment does win it for Jordan. It's $159.
Wow.
Woo!
Jordan wins it by basically going under $109.
That's a lot of money for a program.
That is a lot of money for a program. But again, tight spines. They are very high value things.
I don't know why that makes me laugh so hard. It's got a tight spine.
I copy the descriptions of how they list these on the eBay because I find these hilarious sometimes. So this is good here. So next item up for bid. It is an Ole Miss versus Oklahoma 1999 Sanford Independence Bowl game watch with box. Now, it's a vintage watch in pictured condition. There's a new battery. It is from Almost Anything LLC that is located in historic downtown Opelika, Alabama. They tell me that they have been in business since 1992 and have been a proud member of eBay since 1998. So this is a fine watch. It is from the Timely Watch Company. It is a silver watch with the logo of the Independence Bowl in the watch background. It is a standard watch. The box is blue. It has the Independence Bowl logo on it. All right. Give me a bid here. Pitt Girl to start.
$99.99.
Okay. Brigit.
$65.
Okay. Jordan.
Oh, I'm going to go 150.
Okay. Arthur.
I'm going to go 120.
Okay. Pitt Girl nailed it. $99.99.
Wow.
She wins the item. Unbelievable. Wow. Ring that bell, folks. Okay.
$99.99.
Hit us with the 3-pointer noise for that.
Man. 3.
Who coached the Ole Miss Rebels in that bowl game?
Is it
I don't know.
It was David Cutcliffe.
Okay.
Oh, Cutcliffe. Okay.
Oh, hey.
Okay. All right. Now you kind of have a point of reference for the next item.
Uh-oh.
But the next item has a special name attached to this one. the Ole Miss Rebels versus Nebraska 2002 Independence Bowl game. Fossil Watch. Eli Manning.
I'm sorry?
Eli Manning. That's a description.
Fossil Watch Eli Manning. What don't you understand about Fossil
Rebels.
Watch Eli Manning?
Yeah.
Fossil Watch Eli
My
Manning.
fault, boss.
Again, it's from the same company. Vintage watch, pictured in pictured condition, new battery, almost anything LLC, located in historic downtown Opelika, Alabama. They have been in business since 1992 and a proud member of eBay since 1998. This is a silver metal tin-like box that says Mainstay Independence Bowl 2002. It is a silver fossil watch with kind of like an understated gold background with the Mainstay.
That's not understated, man.
Faded?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. I'm trying to sell this for you. Now, we have a point of reference. The previous one, not including Fossil Watch Eli Manning, was $99.99. Brigit, what is your bid?
The inclusion of Eli Manning makes me think that they're definitely going to be charging more for this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going $245.
Whoa!
Okay. Jordan,
I'm going to go back to 150.
Okay. Arthur.
You know what? I'll hold steady on I'll go $119.99.
Okay. So Eli Manning's worth $20. Pitt Girl.
$99.99.
Okay. Eli Manning is worth nothing to Pitt Girl.
As he shouldn't be.
Okay.
You heard it here first, folks.
Mm-hmm. We said what we said.
Well, according to Almost Anything LLC, Eli Manning is worth $100 in this one.
Oh.
Whoa!
Jordan wins the Eli Manning Fossil Watch.
Okay, so Eli Manning is worth $100. Got
worth
it.
$100 according to in Opelika, Alabama. Eli Manning Fossil Watch worth $100 more.
I really thought they were going to jack up that price more given the Super Bowl rings.
You think, right? But it is just, again, $100. $100.
All right.
All right. They've been in business since 92.
David Cutcliffe once again coaching at the Independence Bowl.
That's right. Cutcliffe will get you to Shreveport.
At 6-6. You go 6-6 with Eli Manning. Fucking hell.
I mean, is there any other way to go to Shreveport other than 6-6? It is our spiritual home for a reason.
It is true. 7-5 feels kind of gaudy in Shreveport, honestly.
I think it's okay to go to Shreveport at 5-7 if your APR is good enough.
If your APR is good enough, you get good enough grades, you get to go to Shreveport.
Keep your grades up.
In the 03 Independence Bowl, it was 8-4 Mizzou and 8-4 Arkansas. Name the conferences.
Give me the year again. I'm sorry.
2003.
SEC and Big 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a Big 12 Mizzou and an SEC Arkansas.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay. Next item up for bid in the SICKOS Price is Right. It is a vintage Wildcats 1976 Peach Bowl NCAA football cups mugs lot. This is 3 football cups mugs lot. So it's 3 different cups. It is not the same. These are listed in lightly used vintage condition. The pictures are part of my description, apparently.
No shit.
Yes.
No shit.
There is one mug that has a Kentucky Wildcat that looks pissed the fuck off. It says Peach Bowl in all blue letters, December 31st, 1976. On the back of that mug, it says Peach Bowl champions, Kersey's Cats 21, UNC 0. The middle mug, it is one that has Kentucky next to the Peach Bowl trophy. Then for some odd reason, it's the right-hand mug. It just says Go Big Blue Kentucky on the other side. And then the blue mug, which has the same cracked out Wildcat, it lists everything that Kentucky did in 76. Peach Bowl champions, they beat their rival Tennessee. On the other side, I believe it has basketball and wrestling on it, but I was unable to squeeze those pictures on it. So give me your best bid here, Jordan, for these these set of 3 mugs,
Oh.
which appear to be ceramic on the inside, but kind of plastic on the outside.
Yeah, this is like $30, $10 a mug.
$30. Okay, Arthur.
$69.99.
Nice.
Pitt Girl.
$24.99.
Okay, Bridget.
Can I just say, I never thought I'd be thankful for the way that Cricket tumblers look, but wow, we've surely come a long way.
We have
$1, Bob.
$1. Okay. Jordan, $36.99.
Wow.
Basically
So
$12
a mug.
Yes,
That
still seems like a lot.
it
For a
does.
proto-turvis? Okay.
Yes, proto-turvis. I don't even know if it's good, honestly. But you got 3 mugs. You got 3 like proto-turvis mugs, which incredible, honestly. Next item up for bid. Let's get into some fun stuff here.
What the fuck?
Wow.
Oh yeah.
All right. Up for bid.
description.
We have University of Florida duct tape gaiters, 10 yards, NCAA licensed product. It says college duct tape, brand duct tape. And this is the description of the duct tape. Excellent for tailgating, repairs, and fun. High performance, strength, and adhesion characteristics. Tears easily by hand without curling, and even conforms to uneven surfaces. Measures 1.88
We're
inches
just describing
by-
duct tape.
by 10 yards. It is stored in a smoke-free environment.
I'm shocked they didn't
'cause-
say you could make a wallet out of this.
Mhm.
Would it
And
surprise you?
you
that I-
definitely
that I was
don't
a
want your
football
duct
guy?
tape smell to
I
absorb
also
the
had a duct tape
cigarette
wallet.
smoke smell.
I'm
Okay, 10
dying.
yards.
I'm
It's not
dying
a lot.
laughing. So 10 yards of duct tape that basically it has the Florida Gators logo and then it has the word Gators in the script and it's over and over and over these 10 yards. Arthur, I believe you're up first with this one.
Oh boy. $24.99.
Okay. Pitt Girl.
$9.99.
Okay. Bridget.
$5.
Okay. Jordan.
Arthur, what'd you bid?
$24.99 is what he bid.
I'm gonna go $15.
Okay. And the winner of the Florida Gators duct tape is Arthur at $29.99.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
Oh,
That is too much money for duct tape. Even
That is a
fine
lot
duct
for
tape.
some duct tape.
no.
Okay. This is another one where I gave you a point of reference on the duct tape.
Oh boy.
So we have another school's duct tape. Up next is the University of Texas Longhorns
Oh
duct tape.
shit.
10 yards of NCAA licensed product.
Oh
Excellent
shit.
for tailgating, repairs,
I love
and
the
fun.
way. Hey, can we just say I appreciate the way that you put this duct tape on this slide?
There's no way I did that on purpose. It tears easily by hand. 10 yards of again.
No.
This is also
That's rude. You're interrupting.
also stored in a smoke-free environment.
It tears easily by hand without curling and conforms to uneven surfaces.
Yes, it's amazing. It's so great.
Was this posted by the same seller? I assume yes.
It is. It is
Okay.
supposed by the same
Okay,
seller.
so $29 for Florida.
Okay.
What's the
Who
Texas
is up
tax?
first here? Is it Pitt Girl?
It's Pitt Girl.
I think so.
So Florida was
Um,
$29.99. You got a point of reference.
What's the Texas tax?
Yeah, that's such is the question. I wish we knew where the seller lived.
I know that was going to be my next question.
I'm not giving you that details.
Okay.
Yeah, that would give it away.
You know what? Fuck it. $29.99.
Okay. Bridget.
$32.
Okay. Jordan.
$39.99, Bob.
Okay. Arthur.
$24.99.
Okay. Actually,
Negative Texas tax.
actually, nobody wins this item. It is $22.99.
Oh.
It's $7 cheaper to buy the Texas duct tape than the Florida duct tape. Hordes down.
We
Yeah,
are
price was
Texas.
down.
What?
The hordes were
inflating
down.
Texas.
Texas doesn't have money. That's why Texas is broke.
I guess they're poor. God.
Yep.
Texas
Don't be
not
broke,
bad.
boys.
Can't be broke. Oh my god, I love this so much.
Maybe they
Okay.
just foresee all the different ways a Florida man can use duct tape.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, next item up for bid. This was for Beth. This was for Beth, but she's not here. This is the West Virginia Mountaineers NCAA College Gift Rare Single Choke Rivalry Figurine. Now, this looks like a bobblehead of a West Virginia player that is in very top physical shape, very muscular, and it is choking a Pitt player that has a Pitt helmet on in the days of the Dino Cat.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
This is Golden Navy Pitt.
This is
yeah, and he's just a little guy.
It says brand new. It says West Virginia Mountaineers in quotes. Then it says single choke rivalry figurine, and this is from the Memory Company. So that is all your description for this product here on eBay. Who is up first? Is it Pitt Girl?
No,
I just went.
It's Brigit. Brigit, give me a number here.
You can't tell me the Memory Company isn't the name of a company in a very bad dystopian novel.
Probably.
I'm going to go $45.
Okay. Jordan.
Oh, I'm going to go $60, Bob.
Okay. Arthur.
I'm going to go, how about $13.09?
God damn it, Arthur.
Okay. Pitt Girl. He stole your bid.
He stole my bit.
That's all right.
Do $1 just to get him.
Yeah, honestly, you know what? That is what I think this is worth. $1, Bob.
$1, Bob. Okay. This one is actually the weirdest priced item that I found. It is $54.63. Who bid $45? Was that Brigit?
That was me.
Okay,
Oh,
Brigit wins it. Brigit wins it. I don't know.
I won it for Beth.
Track. Somebody's keeping track.
I'm keeping track.
Okay.
I am.
Okay.
Huh.
Where we stand right now?
Jordan has 3, Arthur has 2, Pitt Girl and I both have 1.
Okay. Next item up for bid. This was for Pitt Girl, particularly here. It is a 1946 Pitt versus Temple college football program cool piece. That is the official title on eBay. The description of the program, it says, nice program, has in tiny numbers the score on the middle, page 00.
Of course.
Apparently, the 1946 version of Pitt versus Temple was a 0-0 tie.
Commish, did they talk about the spine? Is it tight?
They did not mention anything about the spine being tight. That is the only description I got was nice program, has in tiny numbers the score on the middle, page 00.
Okay. I
don't know. Was it a tie?
Yes, it was a scoreless tie per Sports Reference.
Okay.
I'm going to say that this is worth, it's Pitt Temple.
Yeah.
No one's paying for this.
I don't like your tone, mister.
It is a 10-cent program at the time. This is like kind of one of those artsy, there's a football like being tucked so it doesn't fumble. And then there is a Pitt and Temple player that are in completely different colors on the program.
No, those are not Pitt and Temple players. This is generic team A and generic team B.
Team A, generic team B football players with helmets on at the time. Just crawling over each other. That's basically it on this program.
This game was at Pitt back when they had the really cool tickets with the Cathedral of Learning on them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bring back paper tickets, y'all. Let us have paper tickets.
There was a thing a little while ago about those.
I almost put in some torn ticket stubs on this. I almost did that, but I did not for this thing here. But Jordan, what do you got to bid for the Pitt Temple October 12th, 1946 program?
This is a 1999, Bob.
1999. Okay, Arthur.
Man, this is tough because I've looked up both 1946 Pitt and 1946 Temple. If you're curious, Pitt went 3-5-1 this season, but did beat both West Virginia and Penn State.
That's what matters.
Yeah, their 3 wins were West Virginia, Penn State, and Marquette. They lost to Illinois, Notre Dame, Purdue, Indiana, and Ohio State, and they tied Temple. Then
and Temple went 2-4-2.
Yes.
They beat West Virginia. They did lose to Penn State though.
Yes, they scored a combined 0 points against Pitt and Penn State.
Yes.
So I'm just gonna go with I'll go $46.
$46. Okay, to match the year. Pitt Girl, let's go. I don't know why I said it that way.
Jordan said 1999, correct?
That is correct.
$24.99.
Okay, Brigit.
$1.
$1. Okay. $59.99.
Wow.
No.
Yes.
Really?
Arthur got this one?
Yes.
Arthur got this one.
This is someone's fleecing you if you're paying $60 for this program.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like a good retro program, but come on, y'all.
It doesn't
this
have
one
a
is
tight
not
spine.
a particularly good retro
It
program.
did not mention tight spine, so it's not worth that much.
I didn't know about the spine.
Tight spine's at least over 100 as soon as they say tight spine.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna read off the points that Temple scored in their 1946 games.
This season
scored
is ridiculous.
7 points, 7
Yes.
points, 0 points, 6 points, 7 points, 0 points, a 27-point outburst
Yes.
against Bucknell, one of their 2 wins that year, and then 7 points.
They only hit double digits once in 1946.
I'd like to read a quote about this game, by the way.
Okay.
Only 3,000 Hardy fans braved the steady downpour, which turned the field into a quagmire, to watch a hard-fought but unexciting game in which neither team seriously threatened.
Perfect. And that's why you want to pay $59.99 for this program, because it made it out of the wetness unscathed. All right. Next item up for bid. I have a 1978 Tennessee versus Army official college football program, vintage NCAA Vols. This program, I love this one so much. Like, I just saw the image on the program. I was like, I had to do this.
This is from that great era of cartoon programs.
The description, the description of the product, it says, has some waves, quote unquote, on some of internally pages. I'm like, okay, whatever that means. Probably could be pressed out if you wanted to be graded. Nice and tight program.
Yeah.
That's right.
Ugh.
Hasn't been handled to death. Please ask any condition questions before buying. Period. That is the description of the program that I copied and pasted directly from the eBay listing of this program. This is a Tennessee versus Army program. There is a Daniel Boone type figure with a Tennessee coonskin cap, a kind of a SICKOS cartoon volunteer holding a football while holding the reins around the neck of the Army mule. And the Army mule,
a very derpy looking mule.
Very derpy looking mule with
yeah, but he's trying to look intimidating at the same time. That's the thing.
That's just, I don't even know who won this game, but I need to know how much eBay is listing this item for bids here. Who's up first? I lost my track.
This is Arthur.
Arthur's
oh boy.
up.
Okay, I got to think of something.
Okay.
I am going to go $39.99.
$39.99. Okay. Pitt Girl.
$49.99.
Okay. Brigit.
All right, it's got a tight spine.
Got a
We
tight
like to
spine.
see that.
It's nice and tight.
Nice and
Please
tight
never
program.
Say those words in that order again.
Hadn't been handled to death.
But I feel like the waves takes away a lot of the value.
That is true. Wave after wave.
I'm gonna go $25.
Okay. Jordan.
Oh, I'm gonna go $20.
Okay. Arthur nailed it. $49.99. Oh my God, Arthur.
That's
Give him the 3-pointer thing for nailing
Give him
it.
the 3-pointer.
Yeah.
He said $49.
Tennessee won this game 13-31.
13-31, yeah. It was a palindroming.
Hey.
Army's head coach for this game was someone named Homer Smith.
Yes.
Tennessee, of course, was coached by Johnny Majors.
Mm.
This was Tennessee's first win of the season. In this game, they came into the game 0-2-1 with their losses to UCLA and Auburn and a tie against Oregon State.
Oh, no. What did they finish for the year?
I believe, hang on, 5-5-1. So their losses were to UCLA, at Auburn, Alabama, Mississippi State, and at Notre Dame. They beat Army, Duke, Ole Miss, Kentucky, and Vanderbilt.
Not necessarily a great season for the Vols. Okay, let's see what I got next here. Okay,
Oh, man.
here we go. Okay, next item up for bid. Vintage Kansas State Wildcats Alamo Bowl 1998 t-shirt. Make this one to remember. This is the description. Show off your love for the Kansas State Wildcats with this vintage 1998 Alamo Bowl t-shirt. Represent your team and style with this extra large white t-shirt featuring the official Royal Avalon brand logo and the iconic Wildcat logo. Perfect for football season and bowl game events. This officially licensed shirt is a must-have for any Wildcats fan. Now, this Wildcats logo on this shirt, it says it's like a K-State football banner. There's the Power Cat logo. Then it says make it in red, 1-2 in purple. And then it's remember. And there's like a weird wavy sun over the Alamo outline.
The sun waves look like bacon.
The bacon waves, yes.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Alamo Bowl, Builders Square HQ, San Antonio, Texas, December 29th, 1998. The Kansas State Wildcats versus the Purdue Boilermakers. On the back of the shirt, it says K-State, 6 bowls, 6 years, football 1993 to 1998. This just tells you how bad K-State football was in this time leading up to it. Who do I have bid for? Is it Arthur or is it Pitt Girl?
I think it's my turn.
Yeah.
Okay. So I will let me just get the score of this game for you here. They lost the game to Purdue 37-34. This game against Purdue, I believe, was Purdue's Drew Brees led Boilermakers, and a big comeback for the Boilermakers to win it 37-34.
And that is what I'm going to put in as my offer here. 37-34.
37-34. Okay. Brigit?
I'm going to overthink this. That's the
Okay.
problem.
Well, I mean, this is you got to make this one to remember.
I know. I'm really trying to make this one to remember. I really want to get this one.
Do you remember the 29th day of December?
Drew Brees was changing the minds of pretenders.
That's right.
And getting drafted by the San Diego Chargers.
And it's the Alamo Bowl, so this song is being played by a mariachi band.
That could actually slap.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go $1.
$1.
I feel like it's in a certain range, but I feel like it could be lower.
Okay, Jordan.
1999, Bob.
1999. A 1998 shirt for 1999. Arthur.
$44.99.
$44.99 for this shirt. It's a shirt. Okay. Just a t-shirt here. But the price is $49.99.
Jordan hit the button.
Arthur. I did not send this presentation to Arthur at all.
Running away with it, dude.
He is on it.
Damn.
He is all over this on eBay right now. Do I have another item or was that the last one?
I think that was your last one.
That was it.
Da 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 da
Wait, what is this Price is Right?
That's when you get them wrong.
That's when you do a bad.
Mhm.
That's right.
You don't.
That's when you
that's
screw
when
up.
you get. That's when the price is wrong.
The price is wrong.
Okay, folks, that's what we got for tonight. We will see you guys on the other side.
Do you remember on the last day of December, Drew Brees threw a touchdown pass with 30 seconds left in the game to win it?
At Arizona State University, we're bringing world-class education from our globally acclaimed faculty to you. Ranked #1 in innovation for 10 consecutive years and #2 among public universities for employability. ASU isn't just ahead of the curve. It's creating new paths to success. Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 300 undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.